Are you ready for the best in Sooner football recruiting news? Then it's time to get locked in with Parker Thune and Grayson Singleton.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up.
Whether you're a recruiting doomer or sunshine pumper, text the guys on the First Liberty Bank text line at 405-651-3439. And call your shot on the Riverwind Casino jackpot line at 405-329-9000.
Do it! Just do it!
Now, with Locked In, here's Parker Thune and Grayson Singleton.
All right, let's get it rolling here on Wednesday. It is Locked In. I'm out here at Cavens Group on the north side of Norman. Cavens is your go-to for emergency response in the state of Oklahoma and now in the state of Kansas as well. And before we get to our subject matter here today on Locked In, let's welcome in the man who runs the operation out here at Cavens Group, the great Gary Cavens. Gary, how we doing?
Doing outstanding, Parker. Thank you so much for having me out.
Of course, you're a busy man. Just got back from lunch. How's the day been so far?
It's been good. It's been a busy day for sure, 100%.
Most days are for you around here.
We like them busy. We don't like them slow.
Yeah, I mean, as we get ready, I know it's hot right now. Fall's not that far away, but right now, man, it is sweltering. It has been for weeks here in Norman. So for you guys this time of year, what are you seeing a lot of?
You know, it's been so hot, and then it looks like it's sticking around for a little while too, the heat. And but no, I mean, what we've seen is a lot of mold. We're still seeing a lot of mold, but we're still seeing water losses too. We had a call this morning where there was a water loss where a supply line in a kitchen had broken and flooded a house overnight, and they had 6 inches of water all throughout the first floor of the house, wood floors, stuff like, so that's water losses happen all the time. It doesn't matter if it's 110 degrees outside. You still can have a water loss. Don't need freezing weather to break those pipes. They'll break on their own sometimes.
And the important thing for folks to know, Gary, is that regardless of what time of year it is, regardless of what time of day it is, if you have an emergency of any kind at your home or business, you and your folks are available 24/7.
We're here 24/7, 365. We have the phone lines are monitored 24/7. And, we're ready to respond. We have guys that are on call. They know what to do. They know how to execute the work. They're well-trained. Our journeymen are the best in the business, and we say that. Anybody can say they're the best in the business, but we have the credentials behind our name to prove that we're the best in the business. We have credentials that nobody else in the state of Oklahoma or the state of Kansas carry, and our guys really are the best.
I'm always curious because it's usually Steely that's out here. I only get to be out here at Cavens Group once in a blue moon. But whenever I am, it seems like on occasion you pop in with some piece of baseboard or something from a job you've been working that just kind of gives some sort of clue, some sort of detail as to the type of stuff you guys are dealing with on any given day out here at Cavens Group. So thus far this summer, what's been the most unique case you've dealt with?
Ooh, that's a good one, Parker. So I had a multi-story commercial water loss. So it was an 8-story building. 6 of the floors were affected. It's a water loss that had been going in the wall cavity, and nobody had known about it because it was hidden inside the wall cavity. And it was behind cabinets and millwork, which is wood trim. And finally, it started showing water on the floors, and that's how they figured it out. This was in a medical facility. And so we got in there and started doing an investigation, popping up ceiling tiles, figuring out what exactly was going on and everything, working there. And basically a roof drain line had separated and been going down the wall cavity all the way down multiple floors. And so when we got in there, we had mold throughout all these multiple floors, hidden behind millwork. And this was also in a patient area where patient beds were. And these were active areas where people were recovering from being sick, surgeries, and stuff like that. So everybody had to be moved out. And then after we got everybody moved out, we also did some additional testing. It turned out all the sheetrock was asbestos. So it was a water loss, it was a mold job, and it was asbestos all in one. And
Got the hat trick.
And it was multi-story, and we had to follow not only our national IICRC standards and OSHA standards, but we had to turn around and follow ICRA standards too, which are hospitals, version of IICRC. and get everything done and make sure. So it was like a well planned dance. We had step by step, but that was probably the most unique one that we've done this summer. We love stuff like that, and that's really where the guys can shine and show you the training that they've been through and the certifications behind their name. Because when you walk into a water loss like that, and you've got asbestos, and you've got mold, and you've got water, and then you've got ICRA that you got to follow, and then you've got patients you got to deal with them too. There's so much liability legally there, but it's just all that training. They're trained to handle every single one of those, and all of our journeymen don't specialize in things. They are specialized on all of it, and that's what we work to do with all of our training. So everybody's cross-trained, everybody does it. So any of our journeymen can walk into a situation like that, figure out what's going on, know how to execute it, and know how to make it happen so it's safe not only for, in that situation, the hospital staff and the hospital patients, but your family, yourself, your employees, your customers. It doesn't matter if it's a commercial, industrial, medical, your home. When you call Cavens, and we really say this again, you're calling somebody that has the experience and has the knowledge how to do this. So many other contractors in our industry, the owner's trained, but none of the employees are trained. They don't know what they're doing. I had a loss last year at a municipality. And the municipality, they have to share the love. They can't just go with one contractor all the time. They got to share the love. Mm-hmm. Well, they had worked with us for a long time, and they said, "Hey, Gary, this isn't right. We know this isn't right. We've seen how you guys do things. We've got a new contractor in here because the mayor said that we had to share the love, and we know it's not right. We need you to come in and look at this." Got in there, and everything was wrong. It was a mess, and so I had to work with that contractor to tell them what they needed to do, and they hated that. They didn't want to hear a thing I had to say, but finally the city told them, you listen to him or we're kicking you off the job. And they had to do it the way. And we ended up saving a lot of the building that was going to have to be tore out because they were drying it wrong. It was going to be a mold issue and all this. We were able to save a lot because I was able to step in. They called me, and I was able to help the situation.
You guys do such important work, such messy, such dangerous work at times. I mean, this is not stuff that average layman off the street wants to be taken care of themselves. I mean, for anybody listening, whether it's at your home or your business, you deal with something like this, Cavens Group, these are the folks you're going to want to call. Gary, we really appreciate your partnership at the Ref. Again, appreciate the work you guys are doing and continue to do for the community of Norman and now up in the state of Kansas as well.
Hey, I love working with you guys. I can't say enough about advertising with KREF. KREF is a big part of our business, a big part of our advertising budget. Perry, the outside sales rep, he really goes above and beyond to make sure that, we're taken care of. And, people all the time ask me, what's the best way to advertise? And I always say it's KREF. And people laugh at me and they say, is it really? And I said, we track our leads. So we know where our leads come from. We know we have billboards. We have all kinds of different lead generators that we use. But the number one source of our leads is KREF. And so, if you've used KREF in the past, and maybe it's time to go back and start tracking your leads because it's a great way to get advertising and get the word out there.
Makes our hearts happy to hear that. Thank you so much, Gary.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Have a great afternoon.
That is Gary Cavens, the man out here at Cavens Group. Always appreciate him stopping by. Let's buckle down and get to football here on Locked In. Grayson Singleton, what did you just text me? I just saw a text come across my phone.
Oh, it was nothing.
What is this?
Oh, it was nothing pertinent at the moment, but
Tulane dropped City Edition Mardi Gras uniforms?
Yeah, Tulane's new uniforms.
I'm fascinated by this.
Look at it and see what you think.
Okay, you know what? It's not bad.
I like them.
They could have really screwed that up. I mean, anytime you're using the colors green, yellow, and purple together, there's potential for things to go awry in a hurry. This is a great look.
I do too. I like it. I like it a lot, especially because, when you're Tulane and you're in the heart of New Orleans, right, you got to find a way to represent the city, and they represented the city very, very well with that. I thought they were dope.
That's an incredible package, man. I tell you, I am upset, and I know I've said some things about the city of New Orleans in the past.
Some things?
But I will say, I am still kind of miffed that we never got to make the trip down to Yulman Stadium in 2021 because the Sooners were supposed to play Tulane on the road that year in the season opener, and then there was the hurricane, and the game wound up getting moved to Norman. Oklahoma won the only road game they've ever played in their own venue, 40-35 that day. Mm-hmm. I was really looking forward to getting down to Tulane's campus because I've never seen Tulane's campus. I've seen plenty of New Orleans. I've never seen Tulane's campus. And Yulman Stadium, of course, one of the nicer, newer stadiums in the G5 ranks. I was excited for that trip, and then it never happened. That was 2 straight years that a trip I was stoked for didn't wind up coming to fruition because the previous year, of course, Oklahoma was supposed to play at West Point. They had a road game against Army. And, of course, that came off the books due to COVID and has never been rescheduled, I don't believe.
Go back to New Orleans. Go back to New Orleans with a fresh mind, Parker Thune. I mean, like, I haven't been everywhere. I still need to go to Chicago for this, too. But New Orleans has to be top 5 food cities in the United States.
I would think so. I mean, that's the one part of New Orleans that doesn't make it a complete bust, in my opinion. Like, there's no redeeming quality for Las Vegas, in my opinion. I know we have some listeners that live in Las Vegas. Love you guys. Hate the city you live in. I don't like anything about Las Vegas. But as much as I don't love New Orleans, the city, I do love the food. You're going to eat well if you're in New Orleans. There ain't no doubt about that. By the way, breaking news. This just came across the wire as well. The illustrious University of Oklahoma just dropped an update to their 2027 football schedule. Get this. The season next year is kicking off on August 28th.
Oh. They
are playing Utah State at home on August 28th. That will be the season opener. I guess, is that week 0? Is that a week 0 game, Grayson?
That would be week 0 because that's the week before Labor Day.
They also announced that they're moving the game against SMU, which, of course, is going to take place at AT&T Stadium from September 11th to September 4th. So that's getting moved up a week. Fascinating.
Interesting.
So I don't remember offhand what Oklahoma's other non-con game is next year, besides Utah State and SMU. Is it Temple again?
Jeez.
I can't recall. I'll do some research in the break, try to figure out what the full schedule looks like. Okay, no, it actually says in this press release the Sooners have one non-conference opening on their 2027 slate. So I guess that third game isn't even scheduled right now. I wonder if Nebraska has a non-conference opening next year. Many are asking. But yeah, Utah State against Utah State on August 28th. That's when the 2027 season is going to open up. Gosh, that is the earliest start to the OU football season that I can recall.
They don't play that many games in August.
No, there have been a couple of times in recent memory where the season has started in August, but it's always been like the last day, like August 31st. August 28th, that's the earliest start date for an Oklahoma football season that I can recall. Can anybody remember a year, whether recent or in the long distant past, where Oklahoma started a season on or before August 28th? That's kind of crazy. That's going to be a fun non-con game though next year,
yeah.
September 4th. Against SMU in AT&T Stadium. Oklahoma, historically, has plenty of success in AT&T Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
They've lost, 2 games there? Only 2 games ever? They lost to BYU and they lost to Texas A&M in the Cotton Bowl. I'm pretty sure they've won every other game they've ever played in AT&T Stadium.
I'm not going to lie to you. If you have one conference opener left, if one non-con open left.
No, I know what you're thinking.
Can we play Bedlam? Can we play Bedlam? I will say, though, in 2027, that'll be interesting for SMU because I don't know if you're aware of this, Parker. That'll be their first non-con SEC game since they made the move to the Power 4.
Really?
That's Oklahoma will be that, I believe, because they didn't play the SEC last year. Their 2 non-cons were Baylor and TCU. They won't play them this year. Obviously, they have Notre Dame on the schedule, so that might supersede that. I mean, depending on how you look at it. And I don't think they played an SEC team in 24. So I think Oklahoma is going to be the first SEC team SMU plays since they made the move to the ACC.
By the way, great answer from TK Sooner on the text line. I guess Oklahoma opened versus North Carolina on August 25th, 2001. So 25 years ago, the Sooners opened on August 25th. I think, they were supposed to open in August in 2019. That wound up being September 1st because they played Sunday night against Houston, which was odd. But, yeah, week 0 game, and many are asking on the text line, does that mean Oklahoma's going to have 2 bye weeks again? Well, it sure should, right, Grayson? I mean, if you're playing week 0, there's got to be some week of the season where you subtract a game in order to add a week 0 game. So, yes, Oklahoma should have 2 bye weeks once again next year, which has been the norm in the past. It's not the case here in 2026. There's only 1 bye week on the calendar, that week before Texas, October 3rd. OU has an open date. But the double bye should return in 2027 if indeed the Sooners are opening their season in week 0, as was just announced by the illustrious University of Oklahoma.
Las Vegas Sooners had enough of your Las Vegas hate. Hey, Las Vegas Sooner, it is not the entire show that hates your city. I like Las Vegas. It's a lot of money, but I like Las Vegas, man. Parker, stop hating on Vegas.
He said, Parker, enough with your Las Vegas hate. It's such an old take from the God-fearing people of Las Vegas. Listen, I'm glad you fear the Lord. That's great. Thank you for making this show part of your daily routine. I just really don't like Las Vegas. It's not you, it's me, I promise. 405-651-3439. That's the First Liberty Bank text line. Thanks to Gary Cavens for stopping by. We're just getting underway here on Locked In. 1 segment down, 2 to go before we hand it off to Teddy Lehman and Tyler McComas for the rush in the 3 o'clock hour. Keep it right here on the Ref, the home of Sooner fans. Quick break. We'll hear from some of our fine sponsors and come back with more Oklahoma football and recruiting talk. This is the home of Sooner fans.
Locked In is brought to you every day by Dorsey Jones GMC in El Reno. Dorsey Jones GMC is family-owned and operated with a knowledgeable, low-pressure sales staff here to help you through the buying process and half-price oil changes on Saturdays. Visit dorsey-jonesgmc.com for more information.
Summer days may be coming to an end, but the action is still heating up here at Riverwind Casino.
Join us to celebrate our 20th birthday and win stacks of cash.
Game with your wild card to enter our Luxury on the Line giveaway. You can win a share of $275,000 in cash and prizes.
And don't miss the grand prize drawing August 29th for $20,000 in a new Lexus.
A message from Oklahoma Human Services. If you receive SNAP benefits, this message is for you. Life changes fast. If you've started a new job, moved, or had changes in your household, you are required to update your information as soon as possible. Keeping your case current helps avoid delays and keeps your benefits accurate. Update your SNAP case today at okdhslive.org. Don't wait. Stay up to date at okdhslive.org.
For the professional, it's not enough to just possess knowledge. That's why at GMC, we seek to refine it, to wield its power, to redefine its boundaries, while pushing the limits. And we put this knowledge to the test in every GMC Sierra by engineering each one to outperform your expectations. So you know you're getting precision and durability when you need it most. And that's what makes the GMC Sierra the truck worth knowing. We are professional grade. See your Oklahoma GMC dealers.
Hey everybody, Mike Steely here, your favorite regional radio star, inviting you to join us every day, noon to 2 here on the Ref with Parker Thune and myself. We'll be talking all things Sooner football, of course. I'll talk about the attention-seeking clowns as well. There's also no better way to take us with you everywhere than by downloading the KREF app, presented by Warren Cat on your Apple or Android device. We're talking about a great app here, folks. It's so easy, even this old man can do it. That's the KREF app, presented by Warren Cat, proud sponsor of Sooner Athletics.
Courtyard Marriott Norman offers affordable and stylish accommodations, featuring an on-site bar and bistro and classic Southern hospitality. They're conveniently located off of I-35 and West Robinson Street, close to shopping and dining options, and provide quick commutes to local attractions such as the Lloyd Noble Center, Love's Field, and Eldell Mitchell Ballpark. Courtyard Norman, 405-701-8900. That's 405-701-8900.
Hey, it's Tyler McComas, and you know that friend who always says, I've got a guy for tickets, and then ghosts you the week of the game? Yeah, don't be that guy. Instead, call my buddy Mike Fletcher at Totally Tickets. Whether it's OU football, the Red River rivalry in Dallas, OKC Thunder games, or the biggest concerts, Fletch has you covered. Totally Tickets is locally owned by a proud Sooner, so keep your money local. Visit TotallyTickets.com, because the only thing worse than paying too much for tickets is watching the game from your couch while your buddies are sending you selfies from the 50-yard line.
Hi, everybody. Toby Rowland here for one of my favorite places to golf, the Trails Golf Club in Norman. The Trails offers great golf activities for the entire family. Men's and Ladies Golf Association events, summer junior golf for the kids, plus club fittings throughout the year. The Trails also has great family social events, monthly special dinners, plus holiday brunches and catering. When you're looking for the perfect place to golf, check out the Trails Golf Club in Norman. Contact Zane Alexander today at 405-364-3790 or visit trailsgolf.com.
What's better than tailgating for football on the weekends? Let the 12th Avenue Chick-fil-A in Norman make you a winner. Whatever you need, we have it. Don't worry about packing everything from home. Let us deliver it to you. Not only do we cater for football games, name the event, and it will be our pleasure to serve you. Need pre- or post-game meals? Having a birthday party? Monday through Saturday, we've got you covered. And even trays prep for those Sundays when you crave Chick-fil-A. Call the 12th Avenue Chick-fil-A at 405-310-3189 today.
It's the Rev, the Oklahoma Sooner fans. Parker Thune, Grayson Singleton with you here on Locked In. How about we highlight old Jason Witten's kid as our recruit of the day, brought to you by Keystone Property Management. Keystone Property Management is your full-service solution for property management needs. They specialize in leasing and managing high-quality rental properties with exceptional service for both tenants and owners. From marketing and tenant placement to rent collection, maintenance coordination, inspections, and owner support, they can handle it all with professionalism and responsive communication. Hit up our man Drew England today at 405-368-1836 or check out Keystone online at KeystonePMOK.com. The reason I want to feature Cooper Witten as our KREF recruit of the day presented by Keystone is that we got a text about him on the First Liberty Bank text line. A 405 listener hit us up and asked, I was looking at the 2027 recruiting class and current projected depth chart. Do you think Cooper Witten comes in to play Cheetah, considering his previous safety usage and frame? Cooper Witten most certainly is somebody that offers flexibility. He offers the capacity to slide to Cheetah if Oklahoma needs him to do so. But I think similar to Cole Sullivan, you're going to see the bulk of his work at linebacker. Like, he's not going to be a pure Cheetah. I think he's too valuable at linebacker to be a pure Cheetah. Every so often, you just get a guy that's kind of tailor-made for that position. Kendall Dolby was that way. Reggie Powers is certainly that way. Cooper Witten can play that position at a high level, much like Cole Sullivan, but I think Oklahoma's in better shape overall as a starting 11 on defense if long-term they have that guy starting at linebacker. And, you know, Sullivan, much was made about the possibility of him being Oklahoma's big Cheetah in 2026, and I think he will be, but the majority of his reps throughout fall camp to this point have been at inside linebacker. So I think that's the vision for Cooper Witten. I think he'll be one of the more athletic linebackers that Brent Venables has had the chance to coach and that Nate Dreiling has had the chance to coach at Oklahoma. And he may moonlight as a Cheetah here, a Cheetah there, but he's a linebacker first and foremost. By the way, Grayson.
Let me say this one thing. Yeah. I also like the ability to pair him an inside linebacker for the long term with Taven Epps.
Yeah, those two complement each other well.
Yes, bringing both of them in the same recruiting class. And I mean, if you would have gotten one of the other linebackers you were going after, okay, I could entertain maybe kicking Cooper Witten a little bit over to Cheetah every now and then. But the fact that you only have those two committed in this 2027 class, I like pairing them together for the long term.
A 405 listener said, just need another Kendall Daniels. Shouldn't be hard to find another guy made in a lab. That's sarcasm well taken.
Mm-hmm.
That is tough to find somebody with the Kendall Daniels skill set. I think Oklahoma probably got the closest thing that there was to Kendall Daniels in the portal market this offseason in adding Cole Sullivan. But he's somebody that probably, although he has 3 years of eligibility to use at Oklahoma, is probably not going to use all 3 of them. I would think after a year or two, he's probably NFL bound. He's a special talent and has a special skill set. And he's not somebody that needs to play all 5 years of college in order to have really, really strong and secure NFL draft stock. So when you're thinking about the post-Sullivan, post-Reggie Powers era and who might slot in at Cheetah or might play another position primarily but offers Cheetah flexibility in Oklahoma's defense, I think Cooper Witten's one of the first names that you throw onto that short list. Now, right now, when we're talking about the younger Cheetahs at Oklahoma, the guys that are taking reps at that position that have more runway left in their college careers than Powers and Cole Sullivan do, I don't know that the Sooners have really landed on the guy that's going to fill that role from the 2026 cycle. They're trying LeBron Bauer at Cheetah right now. That's where he's been repping through week 1 of fall camp. I think it was really, really unfortunate that Jacob Curry got hurt in spring, because I think that of the 4 linebackers that Oklahoma signed in the 26 cycle, he was the one that I think projected best to a primary role at Cheetah, if that's what Oklahoma wanted to do with him. And, of course, you can still do that with Curry, but he lost a year. I mean, nowadays with 5 for 5, like, he lost a year with the ACL injury that he suffered in spring. So we'll have to see where he's at recovery-wise come next spring, come next March when the Sooners are getting back out there on the practice field, but he's not going to play at all this year, and we'll have to see where he's at physically after sustaining that severe of a knee injury. Some guys, that they can come back from it pretty easily. Some guys, it takes a while. Some guys are just never the same. You never can tell with ACLs. So we'll see what happens with a guy like Jacob Curry. But he's definitely the most Cheetah of Oklahoma's signees in the 26 cycle.
Got a couple of thoughts on the YouTube, which, by the way, KREF Sports on YouTube is where you can find us talking about the schedule. I think that was going back to somewhere in the last hour. Maybe we hit that at the end of this last segment. Sooners' non-conference schedule should be filled with junior colleges. We don't need any more Michigans on our non-con schedule. I think that is absolute baloney. I would absolutely hate that.
Come on.
Yeah, no, I can't. Again, this is another rant of mine, but I can't stand college scheduling. I hate those games like that. I hate cupcake games. They're not competitive at all. They're not interesting. And then another guy, Robert, asks, this is a recruiting question, Parker. I know December early signing day is still over 4 months away, but projections that were made by you, Parker, was that Oklahoma would have over 30 commits in the class. Is that still a hope?
I believe so. It just kind of depends what's out there for Oklahoma, because I think in an ideal world they would sign 30 or 31, but also if they just don't land on anybody in the 2026 cycle that's a late stock riser that they feel like is worth the take, then they'll just go grab a young guy from the portal, which you can do these days, and it's the easiest recourse in the world for a school like Oklahoma that's always going to have the resources and the budgetary space to be able to accommodate somebody that's already played some college football somewhere else. By the way, with Steely out today, Grayson, I suppose, has taken his place with the Old Man Rants, brought to you by Walden Cleaners, servicing Norman since 1933. He ranted about microwaves to start the 12 o'clock hour, and his most recent rant about non-conference schedules across the Power Four, and specifically in the SEC. Again, brought to you by Walden Cleaners. I agree wholeheartedly with your assessment, though. I don't want Oklahoma to be scheduling cupcakes. I would like the Sooners to play competitive non-conference games every single year. I love their non-conference slate this year. UTEP is UTEP, but New Mexico is a very competitive G6 program.
I don't mind New Mexico one bit.
And going to Ann Arbor to play Michigan. I mean, how long has that game been on the schedule? I don't know the answer. I'm genuinely asking, but it's been years and years that Sooners have had to look forward to that game and that trip. And I know there's going to be quite a significant OU contingent that makes the trip up for that game. I've talked to many, many folks so far that are planning on being up there when the Sooners play in the big house.
Okay, here's an interesting text. Victoria says, Grayson, if you hate cupcake games, then don't watch any Indiana games this year because the next couple years they've got cupcakes all over the place. What does Indiana's schedule look like? The rest of in the near future. By the way,
I mean, I would say for the next probably 4 or 5 years, their non-conference schedule is going to be very, very easy because you got to understand the majority of those games were scheduled
when
Indiana
awful.
Sucked at football.
Right. Exactly.
All of a sudden, they're good. And so it's going to look like they scheduled a cupcake non-conference slate, but it was not all that long ago that they were playing overtime home affairs with the likes of Akron and Bowling Green.
Right. Exactly. And I will say, look, if we could get teams to play 11 Power 4 games, I know that's a pipe dream right now, I would be all down for that. But if everybody could be required to play 10 Power 4 games and then play a competitive G6 game, that's a great schedule. I give you one cupcake game because there's no preseason in college football. So I give you one cupcake game, play 10 Power 4 games, and then get you a competitive G6. Solid schedule.
J-Double on text line says, you call that a rant? Grayson needs to spend a lot more time with Steely to perfect the old man rant. I mean, no one rants quite like an actual old man. Let's be clear on that. Holding Grayson to the Steely standard is just unattainable.
And then
holding anyone to the Steely standard is unattainable.
And also, this is a back and forth type of pace show, a back and forth conversational type show. So I'm not going to rant for 5 minutes.
Listener in the state of Texas says, agree that strong schedules are fun, but we have to make the playoffs for recruiting and money. I mean, Oklahoma's not hurting for money. And now that they're in the SEC getting the full member payout, they're not going to be hurting for money anytime soon. And as far as recruiting goes, I think there's a good deal. Like, there's a strong percentage of the top level, the upper echelon prospects in the country. If you want to take the top 250, 300, I would say the majority of those guys are going to get up for playing 10 or 11 really competitive football games a year. Like, guys want to be challenged. If you're that good, if you're that talented, and you're not a head case, you're not a prima donna, you're about the right stuff, you're the type of football player that Oklahoma's recruiting anyway, then odds are you're going to be one of those guys that wants to compete against the best of the best week in and week out and is not going to choose another school just because they play an easier non-conference slate.
Yeah, exactly.
Go.
Go. No, I was going to read Frisco Sooners text. But go ahead.
Oh, please do. Read Frisco Sooners.
Okay, Frisco Sooners says, I'm sorry, guys, but am I the only one who thinks Greg Sankey is a dumbass for agreeing to schedule an additional conference game? No, I appreciate the fact that he did that. We get more competitive football.
Yeah. I have never been one to quibble with the 9-game SEC conference slate.
I like
it. I like it a lot. Not everybody does, and that's fine. But if you're asking if you're the only one of the three of us that feel that way, Frisco Sooner, I'm sure you'll have some folks on the text line somewhere across the country that will agree with you. But no, Grayson and I can't get with you on that one.
No.
I like the 9-game conference slate.
Would you rather see another game against an SEC team, or would you rather see the Citadel?
Exactly. Or to take real examples from a couple years back. Would
Maine?
You rather play Maine in November, or would you rather go to Neyland Stadium in November?
I would take Neyland Stadium.
As would I. Frisco Sooner followed up and said, no doubt it's going to cost them playoff berths, and that very well may be the Sooners this year. I mean, if you're a victim of your league's own strength, are you really a victim? Like, the SEC is going to have numerous teams in the college football playoff field every single year. Every single year. I don't know that there will come a year where the SEC has less than, I would say, 4 teams in this 12-team CFP field. As long as we have the 12-team era, and if that changes, it'll be a larger CFP field rather than a smaller one. The SEC is always going to have at least 4 teams represented. Always.
Yeah.
So I don't think Greg Sankey is going to be sitting in his office twiddling his thumbs trying to figure out how can we get a fifth team in there. No, you got four. If you can count on four teams at least being in the playoff field every single year, I don't think at that point you're going down too many rabbit holes trying to figure out how you could split the hairs and get your fifth and sixth teams in the conference in the playoff.
Yeah, no, I mean, they have four. That's a third of – if you're guaranteed four, which the SEC is going to have four at a minimum, that's a third of the current playoff right now. And that percentage will continue to stay the same or go up once the playoff expands. The SEC's just fine. Like if you're mad, if you're Greg Sankey and you're like, oh, I'm mad that we didn't get half the playoff field being us, that's the greed they allude to in the Bible.
Frisco Sooner said, I would rather go to a playoff than Neyland Stadium. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to have to phrase it this way, Frisco Sooner. That's the mule shoe mindset right there.
Oh.
That's the Lincoln Riley mentality. Let's make our schedule as easy as possible, and let's avoid any big-time conference matchups or non-conference. Like, let's avoid big-time opponents on our slate as much so as it's within our power to do it, especially on the road, so that we can have a better chance of making the college football playoff. I don't like that philosophy at all. I don't like that mentality at all. And I don't think it's the mentality that Brent Venables and the powers that be at the illustrious University of Oklahoma happen to share. 405-651-3439. One final segment of Locked In is on deck. This is The Ref, the home of Sooner fans. Stay right here.
A true Sooner fan wouldn't be caught dead without the KREF app. Join the Army. Get the app. Tell your friends. This is The Ref, where diehard Sooner fans listen.
Fowler Automotive is proud to be a part of your community, where our passion and values lie far beyond the showroom. We believe that families, sports, art, and culture are at the heart of every thriving community, and it's important to us that we help build the communities that our dealerships call home. Stop by any of our 6 Oklahoma dealerships to see the Fowler standard hard at work. We pride ourselves on being friendly, helpful, honest, and fair. This is what drives us every day. Fowler Automotive, a proud partner of OU Athletics.
The Oaks at Mustang is now leasing. Conveniently located on County Line Road and the Turnpike in Mustang, the Oaks has spacious 1- and 2-bedroom apartments with large walk-in closets, package lockers, and even a sparkling pool. The Oaks is leasing now, so you don't want to wait. Contact the Oaks and Mustang on their website at theoaksatmustang.com or call 405-927-2566 to be where everyone will want to be. 405-927-2566 or online, theoaksinmustang.com.
Ref Army, when it comes to taking care of your vehicle, trust matters. And when my car and my wife's car both needed repairs, we took them to Bosch Auto Service and more. They're locally owned by a great family that believes in treating people the right way. One thing I really appreciate about Bosch is there's no cost to have them look at your vehicle and figure out what's wrong. And when it comes to repairs, they're always upfront with pricing. So whether it's routine maintenance or a major repair, I trust their experienced team to get the job done right, and you should too. Visit Bosch Auto Service at 1751 Southwest 34th Street and more, or schedule your service online at boschautoservice.com.
Football season is back, so huddle up and host your fantasy football draft party at Buffalo Wild Wings. Reserve early and score a draft kit, free fountain drinks, and a championship ring for your league winner. Wings, rivalries, and questionable first-round picks? Sounds like the perfect draft night. Visit bdubsdraftparty.com for more information. Restrictions apply while supplies last. Buffalo Wild Wings, your home for football.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Hope is on the green this fall. Join the St. Jude Oklahoma Golf Classic presented by Bob Moore Infinity and help fund life-saving treatment for children at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Every shot you take helps St. Jude Children's Research Hospital continue its mission, where families never receive a bill. The event takes place at Quail Creek Golf and Country Club on October 20th. Whether you're swinging a club or sponsoring a hole, you're making a difference. Spots are limited. Don't wait. Sign up now at stjude.org/OKGolfClassic.
You might know that State Farm agent Cindy Nasher has great service. Cindy is your good neighbor after all. But did you know that State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? Yep, that's right. Along with good neighbor service, State Farm agent Cindy Nasher has surprisingly great rates for everyone in Norman. So call State Farm agent Cindy Nasher at 405-307-0500 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Imagine a backyard designed just for you. With Signature Custom Pools, luxury meets craftsmanship to create your outdoor retreat. Every detail is tailored to elevate your lifestyle. Whether you're celebrating special occasions, making lifelong memories, or escaping to a quiet oasis, their experienced design team brings your vision to life. Plan now so you can be swimming and making memories soon. Call 405-898-9098 for your free consultation or visit signaturecustompools.com. Signature Custom Pools. Experience the signature touch.
This is Jake Aldrich, partner at Aldrich Teasdale. At Aldrich Teasdale, we worked for the world's largest insurance companies before we learned how they truly treat people and know that they are out to minimize or deny what has happened to you. When fighting them, you need a lawyer who knows their game plan and will be there to guide you every step of the way. From your medical treatment to the final resolution, Aldrich Teasdale will be by your side. Don't wait. Call Aldrich Teasdale today at 405-447-HURT. That's 405-447-4878.
Final segment locked in here on the Ref. Parker Thune alongside Grayson Singleton. We'll wrap up the show in just a minute here, but by popular demand, many of you want to hear Brent Venables' appearance on Marty and McGee with Ryan McGee and Marty Smith of ESPN. So, without further ado, here's Brent Venables on Marty and McGee.
I want to start with this information I've received that, okay, so you have neck fusion surgery.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But yet you decided to climb a bunch of mountains anyway.
Well, it was on the back end of my rehab.
So climbing mountains is part of your rehabilitation process.
8 weeks post-operation, so I felt like I was good. I gave myself an assessment and felt that I was fit enough. Listen, I've done it, several times, in the past. And so between my age and the altitude, and there were some fires some smoke in the air, man, I got my butt kicked. I hurt. I thought about quitting many times, but it was a 10-hour escapade. It was fun. We did a Democrat in Lincoln, name of the 14,000ers, and right next to Quandary Peak. But it was cool. It was fun, something fun to be able to share with family, and kind of an accomplishment, for the old guy.
What time of the morning are we getting up, and what's your routine? Because I think we know you well enough to know there's probably a minute by minute at some point.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the same every day, but I'm a workout in the morning kind of guy, and try to get into a great rhythm that way, and that's my solitude, that part of the day where I can control everything, and you try to create a rhythm for the day, And so how do you get to, how do you win the day? Well, you got to start with a dub. And so you wake up, get right in your mind, spiritually speaking, and feed your soul a little bit. I think that's important that we all take time to do that. And that little voice is always working, and I want to try to help control the narrative a little bit. So that's what I like to do. And but when you hit the building, the workplace, there's a buzz, there's a rhythm, there's a cadence, and there's a lot of people that are counting on you. And you got to be ready to help people be successful.
As someone who has made a career off of energy, I have, you certainly have, you're just uber intense all the time. What do you do to be quiet?
I spend time with myself, and
when you reflect that way or go inward, what are you analyzing in this season of your life?
Good question. My wife has had to fight through cancer, and she's my inspiration, and I get a lot of courage and strength from her as a believer, as a husband, as a friend, and I try to reflect. I try to fill my soul with gratitude every day. So what does that look like? Just being thankful for people that are in your life. I'm a very simple guy. I always say, this is the no fun zone. It ain't no fun until we're dominating the moment and dominating somebody. And I'm fueled by that. I love to win, and I want to win at the highest level.
Venables will throw some wrinkles at any quarterback.
The Sooner defense, one of the best in the country for sure.
Is there a moment, talking about finding your inner voice, is there a moment on Saturday that you give yourself to appreciate being where you are.
In between all the moments, but absolutely. There's a quietness. Everything gets really loud. For me, it's always gotten really quiet. And I'm like, hey, wait till they see this one. Get a load of this one, everybody. And so maybe this week's Blitz. So watch it, and it's just, you're at home, and the passion and the energy and the enthusiasm that you get to kind of dial up. And again, I've been on the wrong side of it too. You do it long enough, you're like, well, that didn't work very well. Who the hell approved that? Who said that was going to be a good idea? But absolutely, yeah. I'm running out. I'm like, I'm the head coach at Oklahoma.
We're asking everybody this.
Okay.
We'll get you out here on it real quick. First paying job for Brent Venables.
Yeah, I sold subscriptions for the Wichita Eagle Beacon. And we traveled on Tuesday, Thursday, and then on Friday, Saturday, we had a boss that would pick us up, and he would take us to places. So we would go to Fort Riley, Junction City, McPherson, Great Bend, Kansas City, Topeka, Wichita, Hayes, Kansas, and we would go sell these subscriptions door to door. And hello, my name is Brent Venables. I'm with the Wichita Eagle Beacon. How you doing today? So I made great money. I bought my first car, $400 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme four-door, crimson.
Come on.
Yeah. And but I paid for it, paid for the insurance myself. But I saved up from this job. And long story short, we would go to Fort Riley, where the military, the Army. They come in and out, so they want people that move in. They need a newspaper. They don't know anything, so we would murder it there. We'd go there on a Friday, Saturday, and I would just crush it, absolutely crush it. And but it helped me learn how to compete. It helped me how to figure stuff out. It helped me to learn the value of a dollar. And then being on we called it the crew, And so, I worked for a boss, and man, he got bonuses based on how we did, and he'd feed us. And we'd go to Taco Tico, and I was like, oh my God, I get free food because they paid for our food, and then we made $6 a subscription. So if I sold a subscription,
that's
$6.
good.
So if
That's
I sold
a lot.
5 in a night,
What year is this? Like 80?
Yeah, this was mid to early 80s.
5, 6?
Yeah, my brothers worked on it before I did, and so we kind of did it, and then I became the best at it.
Shocking.
I was the best there ever was.
Hey, you're like raising money's nothing.
Yeah.
I knocked on doors selling newspapers.
Yeah, it was awesome. I really that was one of my favorite jobs I've ever had.
Walk me through this Cutlass before you go.
Yeah, so we bought it from a preacher, and it had an air freshener on the top, and so as a young, immature guy, that was my superpower button. So when I wanted to lay on the gas, I'd hit the superpower button on the dash. But again, same thing, man. It taught me real value of God, man, I'm lucky. You're going to get what you earn and putting the work in. That's awesome.
Yeah. You're the
Thanks,
man, brother.
Coach. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me on, man.
Always
great to see you guys.
As TK Sooner points out on the First Liberty Bank text line, and this guy was voted the 10th most likable coach after media days. He was hawking newspapers back in the day, Grayson.
Did you know that story or no?
I did not know that story. He was basically one of us.
Yeah.
And now he's the head football coach at Oklahoma.
I used to deliver phone books when I was a kid.
Phone books were still a thing when you were a kid?
Yeah, it was the very late stages of them. Very late stages. But yeah, we would deliver yellow page books, yeah.
Gosh, I don't think I've seen a phone book since like 2009. Papa Boganowski on the text line, who is, of course, a Kansan, said, really feel let down by BV that he has never told me that Wichita Eagle newspaper story. DJ Specs on the text line says, I have an 86 Cutlass now. That's crazy. 86 Cutlass. I don't even have a mental image of what that car looks like. I probably should, but I don't. What was your first car, Grayson?
My first car was a 1998 Acura CL.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
That's even older than my first car.
I know. My grandma passed it down to me. She just said, hey, you want this car? Cool. I got it when I was 17. It lasted me till I was 21, and then just gave out, and it was too expensive to replace it.
Yeah. Many such cases. My first car was a grandma car as well. An 01 Ford Taurus. those that have worked at the station long enough remember that Taurus. I know Tyler McComas, he just rolled in. He remembers it. That car was a rock. Could not kill that thing. Same thing, though. Eventually, I think it was the engine that gave out, and I was just like, I don't want to replace a new engine. I'll just get a new car.
Exactly.
So, Papa Boganowski again followed up and said, Parker will appreciate this post as a Nebraskan. My first job was detasseling corn. That's like a rite of passage in Nebraska that somehow I never participated in. I never detasseled corn. Felt like everybody my age would go and detassel corn in the summers. But I don't know. Maybe it was just that I knew I wanted to get out of Nebraska when I went to college and didn't want to live there long term. But I never participated in that particular rite of passage. I do appreciate Nebraska much more now than I did in my teenage years, though. If ever I were to leave the great state of Oklahoma, and I don't plan on it, but if I did, I'd probably go back home to Nebraska.
Is that a thing around your mid-20s where you start appreciating home just a little bit more? Like,
Probably so.
I don't think I appreciated Dallas enough. Like, I do miss Texas. I don't miss the sweltering heat, which I guess I didn't really leave because I'm here. But I do miss Texas a little bit.
I like the state of Texas.
I do too, man. There's not too many places in Texas that I don't like.
They just get you on the property tax, though, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
no state income tax is the big thing, but then it's like you're paying mountains of money in property taxes.
Yeah. The property tax will cost you an arm and a leg, but the no state income tax, no sales tax on groceries, like that's pretty nice.
Craig in Cleveland said, wow, Grayson delivered phone books? I would have guessed that was Steely's first job. Yeah, you're really embracing the old man persona today.
Yeah, no, why did I do that? My mom made it. I didn't even choose to do that. It was something my mom made us do. I can't remember why. I'd have to ask her why we did that.
Santa John is clearly from Steely's generation because he said, my first car was a hand-me-down 1949 Dodge Fluid Drive with suicide rear doors.
Hello.
I don't even know what suicide rear doors are.
I was just about to ask.
What is a suicide rear door? I have to type this into my search engine now. Suicide rear door. Car doors hinged at the rear edge instead of the front. Oh, okay. Okay. So they're just basically backwards. They're installed backwards is what you're telling me. They open from front to back instead of back to front.
What is this? I've never seen that before.
I bet you probably got 8 miles to the gallon, Santa John. That's my guess. I'm saying 8 miles to the gallon, maybe 9. Dr. Stickman said Steely's first job was probably the Pony Express. I really did appreciate that interview because it just goes to show you that, so many Oklahomans, so many OU football fans hold Brent Venables in the highest esteem, and rightfully so. He's the head football coach at the illustrious University of Oklahoma. But guess what? 40 years ago, he was a teenager just like us, living the same experiences that all of us lived. Hawking newspapers to buy a car. S. Rob Booman on the text line said Coach Venables would be one of those people that you would love to have dinner with. Oh, yeah, especially if you and I don't know how much this is possible at this stage in his life, if you could just get him out of football mode for a little while and just get him talking about anything besides football, if you could somehow unlock the Mike Leach in Brent Venables, where he just wants to talk about anything but football, that would be a fascinating conversation because he got to have some stories, man.
I wonder what you can tell based on that interview. By the way, hell of a job by Marty and Ryan, by the way, of getting some of that stuff out of him and asking those questions on purpose. You know a dude like that's got some stories, right? You got to know. That's why I like podcasts like that are centered around not just the sports aspect, but I listen to one in particular that they just ask for people's stories, man. And if you can get people to tell their stories, those make for good podcasts.
Great interview. Great interview by Marty and Ryan. Brent Venables, what a man. What a coach. What a personality. And he's getting ready to lead Oklahoma into Season 5 of the Venables era, kicking off in a little over 3 weeks as the Sooners will welcome UTEP to the Palace on the Prairie on Friday, September 4th. We got another 23 days to preview that game, preview the season, and talk about everything there is to talk about regarding OU football. But I'm about to hand this headset to Tyler McComas because they're doing the exact same thing every single day from 3 to 6 p.m. on The Rush, which kicks off next here on the Ref, the home of Sooner fans. So much more Oklahoma football talk ahead. Don't go anywhere, folks. Grayson and I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Till then, take it easy.
Football. You love it. We love it. You live it.